Hello everybody, this is me, Ada Zárate, from calicochimera.com. I am trying to do a special video for everyone here on Patreon. Well, this one is going to be visible for everyone so you can see what do I do. And this is my usual daily drawing. And that was the shadow of my cat, Hey Hey. This is my usual daily drawing. I have been doing one small index card drawing like this one every day for the whole 2018, and today I decided to share it with you. Don't mind the cat. This is a very interesting exercise because this way I get to practice more than just doing my usual drawings. I still do all the other big complicated drawings, but these ones are supposed to be easy, simple ones. So I do series of 7. This time the subject was chosen. The camera is moving a little bit, so I am new at this. The subject was chosen by a poll in my Facebook, Adalisa Zárate, if you want to like, and it was the Equestria Girl Girls. Yeah, that is a little bit. So today we are finishing with my favorite of the series. I mean, my favorite pony is Fluttershy. I love Fluttershy, but my favorite in Equestria Girl is someone else. You are going to probably guess who is she in a second, as soon as I finish her hair. I do have my references near in my computer because you always need references, especially when you are drawing characters that you do not own or you don't know perfectly well. And while I do know this character quite a bit because I have seen all the movies more than once, I always need a little bit of reference to make sure I am drawing her right and not misremembering something. So yeah, this is the base of Sunset Shimmer, the villain slash now hero of Equestria Girls, the 6th ranger in a way. I really like her. I mean, she is... Oh, sorry. As I say, I am a little bit new at this, and that was my other cat. So now that the pencils are done, as you can see, it's a very soft pencil. That shadow is Indiana, my other cat. I am trying to get away from her. Oh no. Yeah, this is Indiana, my other cat. Sorry, 1 second. I was going to put my... Go away, cat. Mama is drawing. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Yeah. Where was I? Oh, yes. Now, the pencil was done very lightly because this week I am not inking. I am doing all the characters in colored pencil, so you cannot ink when you want that particular effect. So yeah, you have to be very careful with the erasing lines so you don't actually erase something important. It has happened to me a couple of times. And there goes Hey Hey. Yeah, they don't like me talking when they don't see other people because they assume I am talking to them. I am not putting music on this because as I say, YouTube, for what I have seen, is very weird. I did some videos once in YouTube. You probably can find them in my channel, but I was not, again, very constant, I admit. And also that those were done with a different camera. This is my first or second time trying to record myself drawing traditionally, and it's going to be an interesting, an interesting curve of learning. Okay, so the pencils are done. Now we're going to go to the colors. And Sunset, her skin is orange. That is not very common. Her skin is orange. So let's do this a very soft orange, so she doesn't look like an orange or like a certain person that is very famous, or should I say famous in the news. Yeah, just little by little. I started drawing on colored pencils when I was little, like everybody else. But to be honest, I have lost a lot of practice. So this week has been my way of remembering, because nowadays I do pretty much everything with Copics. Well, color marker, alcohol marker. I also use Touch and other brands. Maybe one day I will do a video of me coloring with Copics. I have done a couple. You can find them here on Patreon. Some of them are Patreon exclusive, so you can join, please. So this is the base. It still looks a little porous. The colors are not exactly, but this is what happens with the first. And we need to give her shadows. Now, my next orange, usually it's a little bit darker, so we are not going to use that one. Fortunately, I am a bit obsessed with colors, so I get big boxes, and so I have a lot to choose. Although one of these days I'm going to do, again, the Mapita challenge, the one with you use only 12 very cheap colored pencils, and see what happens with those. I really hope I am not jinxing myself, but I hope I don't have to, sharpen any color, because lately I have to say Prismacolor has been really bad at the quality. So yes, they color nicely, you can see that, and here is again the shadow. You can color nicely and you get this very good covering. It's very soft, very creamy when you are working with them, but, and this is a very important but, when you sharpen them they break so easily. So I am trying to avoid the colors that require sharpening. Now we have another orange here, and you can see how we're blending. I am not sure. In theory this should take me about 20 minutes, so I am not sure if I am going to be able to upload them without speeding, but if I speed it will be around here, so I'm going to shut up a little bit. Now I am sure that, well, now you see how I did manage to finish her colors. My light just went suddenly up, so I hope you can see it correctly, because sunlight. I am not very good at this. I am an artist. Well, I am an illustrator, not a cameraman. Now I don't want her to get darker than this, so what I'm going to use is this. Most people already know what these are. This is a Derwent blender, so it's basically a special pencil that is going to blend all the layers I have here. I don't know if you can notice. I'm going to get the drawing a little bit closer so you can see the effect on the cheek compared to the rest. What it does is to help you blend the colors better. Some people say it's cheating. I say no, it's not, because that's what the blender is for. That's why it exists. You could do it with more and more and more layers of Prismacolor, but I don't want to in this case specifically, because the paper is not that good, so I don't want to blend it more than necessary. And second, I don't want her to get darker than this, because she's very orange. That's a very interesting thing about the Equestria girls. I have seen images of them in different ethnicities. I have done. I did one series in Copic of them with normal skin tones. I did them all in light colors. I want to try one day to do various ethnicities, because I think that is the beauty of them not having normal colors. Okay, now let's do the lips, because I forgot to do the lips. I think that the beauty of them having different colors from what you find on real people, you know, Rarity being completely white, Rainbow Dash being blue. Yes, Kat, yes, your opinions are important, but I won't pet you until I finish this drawing. Is that you can actually imagine them in any ethnicity you want. I mean, for little girls, Mexican little girls can see them as Latina girls. American girls can see them as American. Well, they are American mostly because the series is originally American, but they can see them as they are, not necessarily as a different ethnicity of themselves. So yeah, I can see people seeing them as black, seeing them as Latinas, seeing them as Asian, seeing them as different Muslim. I know that there is a big trend to make them Muslim. So I think that is an interesting thing. Here it's a lot lighter, and here I can't even see what I'm doing through the camera. Okay, so shaking. You can, where was I? Oh yes. That's an interesting game, diversity. And I love it, because they are characters that you can interpret. Of course, yes, the canon, the original Bacon Head is white. Well, it's orange. The original Rainbow Dash is blue. The original Rarity is completely albino white, but you can play with those. Now, speaking about Bacon Head, let's do, oopsie, what do I tell you? Sometimes when this happens, when the when the colored line breaks, I try to keep it inside the pencil so I can use it a little longer, because let's be honest, Prismacolors might not be as expensive as Copics, but they are expensive. And here in Mexico we have the thing where you cannot get the individual colors that easily. And I am going to admit, I do have Derwent, I do have Faber-Castell, I do have other brands of colored pencils that I do use, but for this kind of work I like Prismacolor better. I like how it's creamy on the paper a little bit more, while the Derwents are a little bit harder, and I do not have as many colors, so I have to blend a lot for certain combinations. So I do not like to use them for quick sketches like this one. And And the Faber-Castell, those are watercolor pencils. They are water-soluble pencils. I love them. So I use them a lot with the Copics because they create very cool effects when you use them together. Now, we will see that one of these days. I don't consider this a tutorial because I am not explaining what I am doing, but if I do think about little tricks and tips that you might like this, keeping your little knob inside the pencil so you can use it a little bit longer before trying to sharpen it and see it break and break and break again. Well, I hope it's useful for you guys. I also hope this is not too dark. I am recording with my cell phone, so I am not very sure how this is going to look at the end. I hope well, because I'm babbling. Okay, let's do another space of silence to see if I can speed this somehow for you guys. Where was I? Oh yes. Now we are going to blend everything together. So the hair looks a little bit more natural than in the cartoon because my style is a little bit more, well, I don't want to say realistic because it's not really realistic. Oh, it's moving. But it's a little more rendered in that sense, less flash. Anyway, I have to say that while I love Fluttershy in the normal series, in the Equestria Girl universe, I love Sunset Glimmer because I love her arc. I love her redemption narrative arc, how she started like this really bad villain and now she's trying to make amends and learn everything she didn't want to learn back in Ponyville, back in Equestria. Because, well, no offense to Twilight, because I like Twilight, I am a little bit like Twilight, not as organized, I will need a spike for that, but I do love my checklist. But her arc is boring. Her arc is how learn to make friends, and well, although she has a lot of lessons that she sends to Celestia in the first seasons, the truth is that she learned how to make friends more or less in the first episode. Mostly because the other girls just refused to listen to her when she said she didn't want friends, which is how a lot of people end up making friends. I don't want friends. Well, sorry, we decided you're a friend. While Sunset had it a little bit harder because she started alienating everybody on Earth by being this queen bee, bad girl, and her eyes are blue. Yes, her eyes are blue. And her whole, I want the crown because then I'm going to be all powerful. So she has to work for that. Yes, of course, the main six sort of forgive her very quickly because that's what they do. But even then, I think that the human main six, well, main five, do not forget her as quickly as Twilight believes when she left. Because she leaves and she thinks, okay, yes, this is going to be just like in Equestria. Everybody's going to forget that Sunset tried to create an army of teenage zombies, and it's going to be okay because they are going to teach her how to be a nice person. I can go back to my world, no problem. But then you see Rainbow Rocks, and everybody reminds her of what she did every single time. It come to a point in which I thought that I would not blame her if she went back to being evil, the way everybody kept remembering her. Oh yes, remember that time when you tried to enslave the whole school? Oh yeah, by the way, I do not use black more often because then you end up without any texture. So I am going to do her beautiful jacket with grays, cold grays to be precise, I think. Yeah, cold grays. So yeah, they stopped doing that a little bit by the time of Equestria Games, and then of course it happened to Twilight, to Human Twilight, who also had to remind, oh yes, remember the time that you stole our magic and tried to conquer the world and tried to open a portal to Equestria without asking us if we wanted to go there. So I think that the human ponies are a little bit less quick to forgive and forget as the ponies are. And I like that because it makes for more interesting stories. And I love the change of pace with the relationship between Sunset and Pony Twi and Sunset and Human Twi, because in the case of Pony Twi, Sunset is more the student, but she is the mentor of Human Twilight. So I like that. And yeah, I know that for bronies, for pony fans, I am not saying anything new, because you guys have the greatest community about theories and about everything, and I am just, in that sense, I am just a casual viewer, but well, I wanted to say that is why I really love Sunset. Now we're almost done. So the subject of my daily drawings are usually chosen by me. There are weeks in which I dedicate them to my personal, my own characters, my original characters, but there are also weeks like this in which I want to do some fan art. And when I do fan art, what I do is to make polls, either in my Facebook at Elisa Zarate or at Patreon. I'm going to start doing them also at Patreon. So you can choose what you are going to see in my Instagram during the week. Next week, I believe I'm going to work with Scooby-Doo, because I have been reading Scooby Apocalypse by DC Comics, which is surprisingly fun and surprisingly good. Now for this I do use black, and for a little bit of shadow here. And you notice that because I used a lot of layers for the jacket, I do not need to use the blender. I was saying, so it's going to be Scooby Apocalypse, but I may do another poll after that if I don't do original characters. So yes, you can see the full drawings at my Instagram, Luxshine Draws, that is Luxshine Draws. I'm going to write that on the description of the video.